This video is sponsored by the Cube-A-Majig Series 2 Kickstarter campaign. Magic the Gathering scams have always been a problem that have existed since the earliest days of the game. However, we have reached a critical point where the scammers are now so sophisticated that the results are genuinely frightening.
Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The magic historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings! Owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, my friends, we are here today to talk about Magic the Gathering scam, specifically the booster box scam, which is something that has been around since the earliest days of the game. And I can tell you from personal experience that being scammed in this way leads to incredibly bad feels. It happened to me when I was a kid, all the way back in the days of Fallen Empires. It shows just how long I've been a part of the game. But the scams were considerably less sophisticated back then. The idea behind the scams in the earliest days of Magic were to just open a booster box, go through the packs, grab the good stuff, kind of clumsily put the box back together and get it into somebody else's hands. I mean, there was also the scam of looking through booster packs to actually see what rares were in there, because you used to be able to see through old school Magic boosters, but I mean, that one was easy to avoid in terms of, hey, okay, just don't buy loose packs from untrusted sources. It wasn't that hard to get around. But tampered boxes were more of an issue. People didn't know what to look out for, and there were no real safeguards, and it didn't happen on a frequent enough basis that people would really be vigilant and on the lookout for it. Now, as times progressed, more and more box scams have happened, right? I mean, I got scammed on a box of Fallen Empires once, and then years and years and years later, when I was living in Toronto, I got scammed on a box of, what was it? It was Judgment. I got scammed on a box of Judgment. Now, funnily enough, the Judgment scam box actually turned out to be okay for me, simply because of the time between when they scammed the box and when I got it. What happened was they had clearly gone through the packs and taken out certain cards, but over the years, the cards that they had ignored had actually become big hits in Commander and stuff like that. So the box, even though it had been gone through, for me, wasn't that big a deal because I got a ton of awesome cards from the box, right? Very different from my Fallen Empires experience. But regardless, I was on Reddit today, scrolling through posts, and I saw one of those Amazon buyer beware sort of posts, and I like to check on those now and again to see what's going on, see if anything has changed. And things have definitely changed. The box scam has stepped up in nature. This is what we're going to talk about here. Basically, it was the Reddit user Ebis Squid, and I'll actually put a link down in the description. If you want to go and watch the video first over there so that you have a little more context, go ahead, put me on pause. I'll wait here. All right, welcome back if you went and checked it out. So, in the video, you would see that this individual basically bought 6 booster boxes of Time Spiral Remastered. When the video starts, he's got 2 boxes that have already been opened. Now, what happens with these scams, if it's not obvious, is people open the booster box, they go through the booster packs for the cards of value, and then they seal it back up, okay? Now, in this situation, what the scammer did was they took a booster pack, they flipped it around, and sliced open the bottom of the inside of the package, right? So from the front, you're not going to see anything wrong with the package. When you open it up and flip it, it's just basically been given this perfect sharp cut with an X-Acto knife. And every single pack is done in this fashion. So you see that he already has 2 boxes where every single pack has this problem. And he has a stack of 4 more sealed, or at least looking like they're factory sealed, booster boxes. Now he picks one of these boxes at random, just grabs one of them out, takes a knife, slices the box open, and boom, what do you find? The exact same scenario. Every single booster pack has been cut open, all of the valuable cards have been taken out and replaced with garbage. So basically what happens is someone will buy a whole bunch of boxes of Time Spiral Remastered. They'll slice open all these packs, and then they will take out the good cards and put other cards in their place that aren't worth the same value, because there is the chance that people who are newer to the game aren't really going to be able to recognize that they've been scammed. So if they construct the packs back into the way they normally look, then you have a scenario where even if, let's say, an Amazon employee, because these came from Amazon, even if they somehow cut open one of these boxes, all the booster packs inside to visual inspection, if you don't actually take them out, flip them around, look at the back to check, it looks like a brand new booster box. From the surface, everything looks on the up and up. And that is obviously a genuine problem. But the real problem, because I mean, the packs being opened on the inside and put back in, that's nothing new. The sophistication level I'm talking about is actually on the ceiling on the outside of these boxes. And if you didn't watch the video, again, I encourage you, go and check it out, because this fellow takes the boxes and he shows them from different angles. And it's genuinely frightening, the level of basically care that was put into this scam. And to really give you an idea of what we're dealing with, take a look on the top of the box. Those are the protective anti-counterfeiting measures that Wizards of the Coast uses on their products. You may remember a while ago when we talked about the VIP packs, I said that Wizards of the Coast should have used these around the box, because up until now, I thought that these were a very effective method. Actually, allow me to correct that. I still believe that these are a very effective anti-counterfeiting measure. However, an extra step needs to be taken, because we've reached the point where the scamming is absolutely incredible. And to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, I literally have a booster box here to use as an example. Okay, so if you'll take a look, you can see on the top here that we have all of these different Wizards logos, right? The whole purpose of this is so that people can't do what's happened right over here. Now, it may appear that when you look at this box and you look at the box up there, that these white Wizards logos do appear to be bigger. And I agree, they do appear to be bigger. However, these do have a level of variance to them. You can find ones that do look a bit bigger. That's not enough of a giveaway. Also, the fact that the wrapping isn't up here like this the same way isn't enough of a giveaway. Basically, when you take a look at the box that they have, they even managed to have some of these logos on some of the sides of the boxes, right? So basically, what happens with these wraps is the top of the booster and the top like 30% of all of the sides around it will have these logos on it. But you can see on this side that there's only one, right? This side does, like, there's little bits of it, but overall you can only really see one clear one there, and even the size of it varies. So these aren't a perfect indicator, but up until now I felt fairly comfortable about this. Now, on top of that, I want to mention that these scam boxes, they actually managed to also copy the flat wall. Like, basically, take a look. You've got this line that runs along the box where the shrink wrap has been sealed. Now, this goes along 3 sides, and one side is flat. These scam boxes have managed to emulate that as well. One side is perfectly flat, and the other 3 have the seam, and one of the seams looks like it is a little more wonky, so that's probably where they got into the box. But I believe what's going on is they're very carefully taking the plastic off, and some of the logo is going to get ruined, which is why you see less of the logo. But they've managed to emulate it to the point where the logos on top of the box do not look stretched. It matches all of the normal indicators of a regular box, with the exception of not having quite enough of these around the top half. But I genuinely don't believe that that is enough for most people to really be able to pick up on right away, wait a minute, there's something wrong with these boxes, right? You could have a box that looks like this on, like, in a local game store where you could literally go up and pick up the box, and people would most likely assume it is a genuine, bona fide, non-altered box of Magic the Gathering. When I was looking at the video and I saw the stack of the other 4 boxes, nothing really looked amiss to me. I had to watch the video multiple times and pay special attention to when the sides of the boxes were shown, because this is literally the only way that you are going to know, my friends. That's it. That's currently the only way that you have any chance of knowing if you have one of these scam boxes is to literally have the check all four sides. And clearly when you're dealing with something on Amazon, that you can't do anything about it, especially if you've already opened the box. The weirdest thing to me about this is that apparently Amazon has a policy now where you can't return boxes. So if they have a policy where you can't return boxes, how are these making it back into the supply? Because clearly after these have left Wizards of the Coast's possession, somebody is tampering with these boxes. And when it comes to sealed items like this, if Amazon gets a return, let's say maybe, I guess they must be taking some returns. Something's going on. But if Amazon got a return of these, especially to the untrained eye, are going to look identical. A random Amazon employee taking a look at one of these boxes and an untampered box is not going to be able to tell the difference. They're going to seem indistinguishable. So these are going to all be put together. All of the regular boxes that Wizards had sent and all of the returns will be stored together. Now, I don't know how factually accurate what I'm about to say is, but I did read somewhere that apparently you can pay Amazon an additional fee to make sure that they only sell products directly from your warehouse and don't accept returns. And if they do, that those returns are marked separately. So only stuff coming directly from you that's never been in a third party's hand, that will make it straight to the customers. I don't know how genuine a scenario that is, but that is one way that Wizards could address this problem specifically with Amazon. But what I really think needs to happen is they need to take the anti-counterfeiting stamping and it needs to go around the entirety of the box. Because I can say with a fair amount of certainty that it would be a lot harder to create a booster box that looked genuine without making noticeable marks if the entire box was covered in these. Now, who knows? Maybe 6 months from now, they'll have made those changes and I'll be doing a video talking about Frankenstein wrapping, where somebody figures out how to take the wrappings from 2 boxes and put it together on 1 box. But even if that's the case, that can at least reduce the amount of counterfeit boxes out there because it would take 2 wrappings per. So at this point, in my opinion, what Wizards really needs to do is just go full wrap with their anti-counterfeiting measures. That seems to be the easiest fix for this, because ultimately at the end of the day, it's impossible to avoid all scams. And as Magic continues to appreciate in value, think about the highest value cards that you could get in a box of Time Spiral Remastered. This had a bunch of old bordered foil cards. You could get cards worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So this is an easy gamble for somebody to take, right? It's happening everywhere. This was happening with, look at Walmart and other stores recently with card games going, you know what? Either we're not selling card games anymore, we're going to limit the amount you can buy, we're going to limit the time you're allowed in the store, you have to wait outside the store for curbside pickup. This whole card game financial mentality has really exacerbated the situation. So we're living in a world now where the scams are abounding. And this one was genuinely startling to me. The fact that it passed visual inspection like that. I've been playing Magic the Gathering for, 27 years now, right? So I've been around for a long time. And this passed by. At first, when I looked at it, my brain just went, those boxes look 100% normal. 100% normal. There was nothing about looking at them immediately that made my brain go, whoa, wait, what's going on here? Now, some people, because they already know it's a scam, will be like, I actually knew because I saw this little corner, or take a look at this one down here in the corner. It looks a little rubbed off. I would have 100% known. And it's like, be honest with yourself. Be genuinely honest with yourself. And I believe that if you are, and if you've taken a look at the video, you will agree with me that this is very sophisticated. This is next level scamming. Cutting the packs open and just leaving them open for people to find, that shows a blatant disregard for even being caught. You're not worried. You're just like, whatever, man. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I cut these open. Yeah, I sent it back to Amazon. Yeah, you got janked. What are you going to do? You can't do nothing. Amazon's not going to do nothing. So in one way, it's sophisticated. And in another way, it's just blatant. Anyhow, that's all I have to say on this subject. I just wanted to give you a buyer beware, tell you how you could remember to, make sure your boxes are legit. So check the outer top edge. That is now the most secure place to check. It's crazy. What a world we're living in. Anyhow, let's talk about something more fun. And by that, I mean my sponsor. So what exactly is a Cubamajig? Simply put, they are sturdy, reusable boosters that have amazing artwork from some of Magic's best artists. The purpose of a Cubamajig is to store individually your cube draft packs or your sideboard. You could use it for chaos drafts, for leagues, or even to separate your jumpstart cards. The Cubamajig packs hold 15 double-sleeved cards, 20 single-sleeved cards, or 30 unsleeved cards per pack. One of the things that I most enjoy about the Cubamajigs is the way that they seal closed, making sure that they won't cause any damage to the cards inside. Series 2 of Cubamajigs brings some serious improvements. There is a new production method that allows for cleaner seams and stops the packs from bulging outwards. The Cubamajigs now come pre-made, so there's no assembly required. Each set of 10 Cubamajigs now comes with a 400 count box to store them in that can be used separately if you desire. The Kickstarter campaign also features the Potamajig, a bigger box that's designed to hold all of your Cubamajigs. On top of all this, the Kickstarter also features playmats showcasing the amazing artwork from these boxes, tokens with the same art, life pads called Jotamajigs, and also miniature pencils to use with them. There's also a series of sleeves that will feature this artwork, and they even have the original art available for sale. Now that you have all the information that you need, head on over to the Cubamajigs Kickstarter because this pricing is a limited time offering. You'll find the link to take you there in the description below. My thanks to the Cubamajigs Series 2 Kickstarter project for sponsoring this video.